Helen Zille wants to run Johannesburg, but instead of promising a ideological reform or even a clean break from ANC ideology, she is promising the same thing she has both promised and delivered throughout her entire career: to run the very same ANC ideological system, just much more efficiently. Throughout her entire political career, Helen Zille has promised to improve where the ANC is incompetent and expose where they are corrupt, but the one thing she has never done is actually break with the ANC's destructive policies, the very policies that are destroying this country to this very day. In September last year, the Democratic Alliance announced that Helen Zille will be their nomination for Mayor of Johannesburg in next year's municipal elections. By nominating its party's most prominent political figure for this position, the DA is signaling that it is confident in its chances to win next year's election in this city. Indeed, from a DA perspective, Zille ticks all the boxes. She has her struggle credentials. She is not only the most experienced politician in the party, she also has a long track record of local governance in the Western Cape, which provides her candidacy with credibility on competence. Before 2016, the ANC governed the city of Johannesburg Metropolitan Municipality with an outright majority. Following the 2016 election, the ANC still held the largest share of the voting bloc, but no longer a majority. And as a result, a coalition of minority parties supported the DA-led candidate Herman Mashaba, making him the first ever DA mayor of Johannesburg. But the first Johannesburg DA mayor's term sadly ended in absolute disaster. Through political deals struck in the shadows between Mashaba and the EFF and Julius Malema, this DA mayor of Johannesburg turned city power into a cash machine for insiders, contractors and political patrons. And so, in spite of the fact that Mashaba was once hailed as a champion of liberalism, he opted for race loyalty over serving the people of the city he was entrusted with. Thereby, he enriched Julius Malema, a man who has openly been calling for the genocide of Afrikaners for almost 2 decades now. In the November 2021 elections, the ANC again managed to secure the most votes in the city, but once again saw their share reduced, this time to only 91 seats of the 270 seats available on the City Council, with the DA securing 71 seats. The DA, therefore, has every right to be confident about its chances of securing the mayoral office in the city again next year. And Helen Zille is already active on the campaign trail, promising to improve upon the ANC's failures. Watch this.
So I'm standing here in front of the new Brixton Tower pump station, which was supposed to have been working flat out since April this year. Instead, it is still encased in scaffolding, because this project is overdue. And why is that? It's because the city of Johannesburg has not paid the contractor. And so it's been a stop-start project with dire consequences for the communities that are supposed to be served by this tower pump station, which is Brixton, which is Fitas, which is Mayfair, which is all the surrounding areas. They have to go without water for weeks because of what we see here. Now, there's a simple question. The money that is owed on this tower pump station is just over 2 million rand. Compare that to what the city has paid this year just for the operational costs of water tankers. That is 140 million rand on water tankers, but they haven't paid 2 million rand to get the work finished here. What does that tell you? That tells you that the city of Johannesburg prioritizes water tankers over water infrastructure. And why is that? We all know about the water tanker mafia.
The thumbnail of Zille's otherwise good video is telling. The message being sent out is that the ANC has good political ideas or ideology, but fails to implement these ideas. Zille promises to do exactly the same as the ANC is proposed doing, but only doing it better. And for years now, the DA's electoral base, and especially Helen Zille and John Steenhuisen and their supporters, have been embracing this narrative. If only the ANC could become more competent, we would have a flourishing country. But is that really the solution that it is presented to be? You see, the problem with the ANC lies much deeper than merely its incompetence or even its corruption. Yes, the incompetence and stupidity of ANC politicians is a major problem, but even underlying this is the political ideology that underpins the ANC South African Communist Party coalition's entire existence. Its distorted political ideology is also the main reason why the United States have turned so heavily against the South African government and its politicians. The problems which the White House has time and time again pointed out do not pertain to the implementation, but to the policy in and of itself. From the ANC's geopolitical alliances to the Expropriation Act, which directly threatens the very right to private property in this country, it is the ANC's ideology that has been the target of the most powerful nation in the world. This is the reason why the ANC is being isolated, and this will end up being the very reason that they are being destroyed. And yet the DA never seemed to attack them on this very point, on policy. In fact, John Steenhuisen, the leader of the DA, went to the White House last year and as Minister of Agriculture defended Ramaphosa's ANC expropriation policy in the White House for all the world to see. He defended what can only be described as a communist policy that follows the Leninist school of thought that the ANC has always identified with since Joe Slovo. Likewise, Zille herself even defended the DA caucus voting with the ANC's Employment Equity Amendment Bill of 2013, which tightened demographic representativity in affirmative action requirements in the workplace by arguing that race-based discrimination against minorities in the workplace is, in her and the DA's view, not by definition illiberal. So what the DA and Zille herself is therefore promoting is not a clean break with this destructive ideological system, but a more efficiently run implementation of the destructive policies that characterize the system in and of itself. When a party that portrays itself as classically liberal is unable to distinguish its own policy from the far-left Pan-Africanist Leninism that characterizes the ANC, then one really has to question whether it really provides South African voters with an alternative. In the Government of National Unity, the DA has failed to offer any real opposition to the ANC as of to date. And in fact, the most draconian, oppressive and destructive laws ever to be passed in this country's entire history have been passed by a government in which the DA is by far the second largest coalition partner. This is why we have every reason to believe Helen Zille when she promises to maintain the same policies that the ANC has maintained in the city of Johannesburg. She is telling the truth. This paradigm was highlighted in a recent video we made on how the GNU is actually just slowing the inevitable decline and destruction of the ANC as a party. Check out our full report by clicking on this link appearing on your screen right now. And do remember to support our work by becoming a paid member of the Willem Petzer Group. Only with your help are we able to produce these well-researched videos every single day. Goodbye and God bless.